This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself.
So we have a Whirlpool Duet front loader. We're going to be replacing the front gasket. So I'm going to put a standard head screwdriver in here and pry back on this spring clip, and that should get that off of there, and then I can start to remove the spring clip. So that comes off. It has a spring there at the bottom. We'll take this, we're going to push it in, and then we want to remove this part. This is the little thing where the water comes in. I'm just going to pull it through like that. And we're going to push this all the way in, kind of get it out of the way. That allows us to get to the part that's connecting it to the plastic tub. So it has a ring going around it. But this ring, I think on this model, is being held with a Phillips head screw. Let's see if I can feel it. I think it's at the top. Yeah. Feel it up there at the 12 o'clock position. Phillips head screw right where my index finger is, and I'm going to get a Phillips head screwdriver and spin that out. That'll let me get that ring off. So I got this angle tool. I think that'll help me get into that area up there to spin it out. Do it kind of by feel. I can't see it. It's right up here. Make it, if I can feel where it is. That's turning that Phillips head screw. Yeah, it feels looser, so I should be able to pull this off now. Spin it with my finger now. So I'm going to pull this now. See if you guys can see it. There it is. Pull it toward me. There it is. It's going to come off. Here's that ring. That's holding on the back of that. I want to put this little plastic guide back on. That used to be right there. It's going to go into here, and I'll go ahead and put that on just kind of loosely. There we go. So this is the ring that holds on the back. So now I can get off the old gasket, the moldy one. These really get moldy mainly because the door should not be closed when you're not using it. You should keep it open, and that'll keep this mold from growing. So while you have it open, it's good to wipe down these surfaces on the plastic tub, and I'm going to wipe this down too. So I just want to get rid of any dirt or mold that I can see that's on the plastic tub. I'm going to take the new one, and we're going to put some liquid detergent in here to just make it able to fit more readily under the plastic tub. I'm using some of that liquid detergent. I'm just going to get it all around this part of it, and that's just going to make it easier to go under that tub. I'm also going to put some right in here, because that's where that plastic piece has to come through, and making it slippery really makes a difference, makes it easier. So this is kind of fun when you can do this whole procedure from the front of the machine without removing the front panel. So removing the front panel's pretty easy to do, but if you have a dryer on top, then it's a lot harder because you have to take off the dryer, and it's a pain. So I'm mainly just trying to get that lubricant in this area. The other side of that is where the metal goes. You don't want that to be too slippery. If you didn't put this on, you can still do it. It's just a little harder to get it to go on. Okay, got it. Of this. So we want to have this one at the top. That's where the water comes in. And this one will be at the bottom where those holes are. That's at the 6 o'clock position. So we're going to start this off, kind of get it in here. Get this part at the 12 o'clock position. Where'd that go? This guy's at the 12 o'clock position. We're going to start there and work our way around. So I'm going to push in the inner part of this to kind of get it out of my way so I can see better. And I have this little thing right here. This got to be straight up 12 o'clock. That helps me kind of index it. Lift that up over the ridge. And work it around now. So you do have enough room to work. You don't have to take the whole thing apart. I'm just using my fingers to get it up over the ridge of that plastic. So that whole area is done. I'm going to go over to this side now. Some models of front loaders, it's pretty hard to do, but on this model, it's not that bad. Getting this in a little further so I can see better. Okay, I'm reaching up 12 o'clock, pushing it up over the rim. So one hand, my left hand pushes it up, and my right hand gets it over that rim. So I'm already almost done. Now I'm down at the 6 o'clock position. It should feel like it's kind of like it's locked into position. You should almost hear it click. Okay, that's great. So we got it all the way on, all the way around. And now, before we put this thing through, we're going to, make sure that lines up, we're going to put on that same ring. We're going to have this at the 12 o'clock position again. And I want the screw to be pointing to my right. So I'll go ahead and put that up first and then kind of work it around. This whole thing inside here. Got up at 12 o'clock. Let me start working this thing around. Get that where I want it. Okay, I'm going to start to go around that. Push it into the rubber guide. Go around. Start on this side. Just trying to feel if it's in there. It looks good. Okay, feels like it's in all the way around. So I'm going to start to tighten that Phillips head screw now. So I'll use this angle tool to just get in there. You could just use a regular Phillips head screwdriver though too. Alright, feel where it is. Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, I'm tightening that up with my Phillips head screwdriver. I'm just doing it by hand. And then as I do it, I'm going to feel around again to make sure that the metal ring is still in. Yeah, it feels good. I'm just using a Phillips head screwdriver. Doing it with my fingers to feel where the screwdriver goes into the screw, and then I can kind of feel as I turn it, feel the screw turning, so that's good. There's a lot of like dog fur and dirt. That's really good to clean too, because that glass bowl has to be able to make good contact with the 6 o'clock portion of this rubber gasket. Otherwise it'll leak in the front. And just cleaning the glass bowl is all it takes to fix that. Especially if you have a long-haired dog and you wash like the dog blankets. The dog fur is notorious for causing a problem with that. Go by hand again. It's right up here. Just gotta make sure it's on tight, because that gasket gets under a lot of stress during spin, and especially if the spin basket's kind of wobbly. And if it comes off during a wash, it would let out a lot of water. If you're in a garage or you have a cement floor, it's not that bad, but a wood floor, that'd be really bad. So I'm just getting this thing tight by hand. Alright. We've got the gasket on the back on the tub. We got the spring clamp, or the clamp on tight. We're going to feed this water spout through here. I got this rubber kind of lubricated to make it a little bit easier to go through, but I want to make sure this goes way in. So that it's not going to leak. So I put that in as far as it'll go. And now, the last part of this will be pretty easy for you. I'm just going to get this front one on and then put on the spring clamp. And then you're done, and the gasket looks way better. So to do this part, I'm going to start at the 12 o'clock position, get it up over that rim, and then using one index finger to push it in, thumb feeds it over. I'm just going to work it around. When you get these out of the box, these gaskets, if they're folded up, it's good to let them sit around in room temperature for like a day so that they're not bent. And it's cold. It's a really cold day. It'll be cold inside your house. It might be good to warm up the gasket. You can put it out in the sun or just get it to be a little bit warmer, because the rubber is more pliable. Usually don't need to do that though. Usually room temperature is fine. So I'm just making sure this is up over that rim before I try putting on the spring clamp. I think it's on there. Alright. So to put on the spring clamp, you do want to lubricate it to make it slippery. You can also just lubricate inside this channel, but I like to just put some lubrication on the clamp itself. Put some around like that. And now I'll start at 12 o'clock. I'll put it in the ridge. I'm going to push my thumbs down. I'm now, as I get the spring down at 6 o'clock, get my thumbs out at about 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And now I'm going to push down with my thumbs, try to spread the spring, get the spring to go over. I might use a standard head screwdriver to help me on this one. There we go. All right, we're going to clean that bowl. You can see how much crud it has here. Get that nice and clean. And we'll take it for a leak test. Leak test. Get in there, shut it, start it. See how it does. It's cleaned up.
Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.